Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, boys and girls. It's your main mathematician Shane coming to you live from First Block. Everybody's ready to go home, as am I. But one last thing to make sure that we get through. So we had this distributive property from before, same ideas, but we want to make sure that we are able to solve. So just a quick review of distributive property. Again, did a word distribute. You can kind of think of FedEx or Postal Service, Amazon, whatever you might call it. The word distribute means to give out or share something equally. So I usually nickname this property the equal opportunity property. Only because I'm saying I'm multiplying each of the terms inside the parentheses separately by the value on the outside. Again, if you want to, you can draw the arrows to show this. So for example, I would say 2 times 3 and 2 times 7. Again, I'm going to show it like this: 2 times 3 plus 2 times 7. Relax, dude. Relax. That means I have 6 plus 14, which is 20. Same idea. I do 4 times 9 and 4 times a negative 6. Again, be mindful of the sign as you are multiplying. So I do 4 times 9 plus, and then I have 4 times a negative 6. This is going to be, again, 36 plus a negative 24, which is equal to 12. Again, I do know that there is a minus sign in the middle. Please make sure that you are saying it, you are multiplying the negative 6. Another way that we can do this is by using that box method that we've been usually doing. Again, we can have the terms including their signs, so please make sure that you're saying positive and negative go along with the values. So their signs are written on the outside. Then their products on the inside. So finally, we can write the sum, meaning we add them together, to the right. So for example, a simple way of doing this, again, it would kind of look like this. It would say 2 times the quantity, 3 plus 7. Again, notice that I write the 2 on the outside, the 3 on top, and the 7 on top. And then we do 2 times 3 is 6, and then 2 times 7 is 14. 6 plus 14 is 20. Another example of this I can do 4 times the quantity, 9 minus 6. I'm going to have 4 on the outside. I draw that box. Again, we kind of did this before when we had expressions. I'm making sure that we're all on the same page moving forward. 4 times 9, very good, 36. And 4 times a negative 6 is a negative 24. Those two combined, since they are like terms, is 12. Again, we're getting the same answer as we did above, but I want to make sure that you guys at least see it. Any questions so far? Again, this should be all review, but I want to make sure that we are seeing it. Okay. So now, for example, when it says 3 times quantity x plus 4, please note that you cannot use the order operation or GEMDAS. You must be able to use the distributive property. So again, we can say this. We can say every time we are sharing or showing the arrows, we are multiplying. And what are we multiplying? We are multiplying the coefficient. So again, that's that outside term, or excuse me, a value that is on the outside of the parentheses to that term. Again, don't forget the sign. Don't forget, let me move this up for you guys. Don't forget the sign. Alright, so for example, if I wanted to do, you guys prefer box or arrow? Personally, I prefer box because it's a little bit easier to set up and see. So I'm going to do 3 on the outside, positive x and a positive 4. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 12 is, 3 times 4 is 12. Again, you would just write it as 3x plus 12. Please note that you cannot combine those two. You don't add apples and oranges together, so we don't combine variables and non-variables together. Again, this is a recap from that previous Unit 4 test that we had. To continue the same idea, we have a -6 on the outside this time. Draw our box, x on top, and a -4 on top. Multiply these two together, we get -6x. Since they, when I do -6 times -4, since they're the same sign, it's going to be a positive 24. So we can say this is equal to, and we can say this is -6x plus 24. Alright, so again, we're kind of building our steps up, so now we want to make sure that we can maybe combine our like terms. So, for example, we can do this. Let me actually draw the box to the right here. So I have 3 on the outside, and then I have x minus 4, or excuse me, -4. Same idea, you're going to multiply those two together, so 3x and -12. If there's more to the expression, we now have to write that with that. So I'm going to have 3x minus 12. Everything else stays the same, but you do need to bring it down. So I have plus 6x minus 20. Alright, can you help me out, please? I'm going to shuffle this up. Again, we're just combining like terms. If you need to draw it out, please do. Or if you need to use the algebra tiles to help yourself, please do. Not here? Sure. Jack, can you help me out, please? What would be some like terms that I could highlight and combine?
3x and 6x?
Sounds good to me. Again, notice how he's saying, when he's saying those terms, they have that same variable in common. So I'm going to say a positive 3x and a positive 6x combined would be what? Sure, 9x. All right. So positive 9x. Keep us going, please. Sure, Rhett. Thank you for volunteering. Can you tell me what would be the only other terms that I have not highlighted that I can combine? All right. Again, those are our constants. And so when I combine those two together, what do you think we would end up with? All right, -32 sounds good to me. Again, since I cannot add apples and oranges together, that is my simplified expression. Again, we are going back over this just to make sure that we have a strong foundation of expressions, and then we can solve for equations. So, same idea. Let me do on the side here. I have a -9 on the outside. I can draw my box. I have a positive 5 on top and a -x on top as well. Can you help me out? Sure. Christian, could you help me out, please? Could I do negative 9 times a positive 5, please? Negative 45, very good. So again, since they're different signs, that means your product is going to be negative. And then we're going to do negative 9 times a negative x. Same sign is going to be a positive, so a positive 9x. Again, we write down those products right below it, so we'd say, let's see, we have negative 45, and then we have plus 9x plus 4. All right. Is there any like terms? Sure. Thank you for volunteering, Cecilia. Can you help us out, please? In this, line here, again, there's 3 terms. Can you tell me which 2 could I combine together? Sounds good to me. Again, those are those constants, so I'm going to circle those 2. And can you tell me what I end up with, please? There it is. All right. So again, notice that she brought down that 9x and has minus that 41. Very good. Any questions on that so far?